Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Nur Idayah binti Ibrahim, student ID 2020833362. In this video, I will talk about the global warming. The presenters in this video are first Nur Idayah binti Ibrahim, student ID 2020833362. Second, Lorina Ayuni binti Muhammad Hisham, student ID 2020451414. Third, one Afina binti Manzur Fadli, student ID 2020611464. Next, Alia Eliana binti Chinio, student ID 2020463528. And lastly, Noradia binti Alha, student ID 2020600678. The introduction. Global warming is a phenomenon of increasing of Earth temperature to the maximum level that gone on for a long time ago until now. It is caused by the increasing of carbon dioxide levels in the atmosphere area and other pollutants, which is the major cause for the global warming. This environmental issue obviously affected the Earth's situation globally and also every living organism on the Earth. For example, rise in temperature, climate change, spread of disease, high mortality rates, and also loss of habitats. Next is the issue. The issue for this topic is the increase of the Earth temperature. We can see how the conditions of Earth nowadays. The Earth's temperature is increasing day by day and sometimes too high than usual. This is because almost all areas of the Earth are explored and disturbed due to the development and use of technology that is increasingly developing among humans. This indirectly proves that global warming occurs due to daily activities performed by humans that cause harm to the Earth, which then affect living organisms. The examples for the activities are such as open burning, deforestation, use of vehicles, use of chlorofluorocarbon gases, and industrial advance. The effect of all these activities may not be completely stopped but can still be controlled. If all these activities are not controlled, destruction to the Earth on a large scale will occur, which is very dangerous to all organisms. And next, the objective. The objective for this topic is to identify the causes and effects of global warming towards living things and the environments in more detail. And second, to identify the ways to reduce global warming. Next is problem statement. All of us know that global warming has been significantly increasing over the past decade. Therefore, do human action influence global warming changes? Let's think about this. This statement we will answer by the next presenters.
Assalamualaikum, my name is Lorina Ayuni binti Muhammad Hisham. Now I will continue by explaining cause and effect that contribute to global warming. Open burning is one of the examples that leads to global warming. Open burning is the act of burning unneeded materials in the open air where smoke and hazardous gases are immediately released into the atmosphere. Nitrogen oxide, sulfur dioxide, and volatile organic chemicals are among the toxic chemicals produced during burning. The increase in these harmful gases can not only adversely affect human health, but also negatively impact the environment. Therefore, what causes that make people do open burning are their lack of proper education on environmental and the health risks, people are lazy enough to get out and get rid of the waste, and they thought open burning might also be used to minimize the quantity of garbage created. The effect of open burning. If this open burning continues to be rampant, it will have a bad impact on the environment. Firstly, climate change has been harmful. The combustion of biomass produces a heavy black toxic smoke that is largely made of carbon. Soot formation absorbs sunlight and lowers the reflective nature of surrounding, which then causes less sunlight to be reflected back into space, then later contribute to global warming. Next, nitrogen oxide is activated and increased in the atmosphere. The toxic chemical gases combine with other pollutants in the air to reduce oxygen circulation in the air. Furthermore, because it is volatile in the atmosphere, it contributes to global warming.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Afina binti Manzur Fadli. So right now, I will be presenting the cause and the effect of global warming. So the first causes of global warming is deforestation. As we all know, deforestation lead to global warming. So what is meant by deforestation? So deforestation or tree degradation is the removal of a forest from the land that is then transformed to a non-forest purpose, which convert the forest area to agriculture, pastures, or urban use in one occurrence. So, how does deforestation lead to global warming? As we all know, trees play a huge role in the carbon cycle as they have 50% of carbon content in their body. So they convert the carbon dioxide in the air to oxygen through photosynthesis, and by this way they can be looked at as a natural regulator of carbon dioxide. So when at that particular area have a lot of trees, hence the carbon dioxide will automatically reduce in the atmosphere and the oxygen will increase. Since we live in the era where carbon dioxide is abundant in the air released by a man-made invention such as factories and urbanization, trees will fulfill their part in the environment where it takes all the carbon dioxide in the air and turn it into oxygen for the living things. But unfortunately, deforestation prevents this job to be fully accomplished. In fact, the average of trees degradation is about 4 million each year just for human use. So, when the trees cut down, the amount of carbon dioxide will increase. The amount of carbon dioxide will increase. It is because of the carbon that has been stored will be released back into the atmosphere when they are cut down to clean the land. So, when the carbon dioxide in the atmosphere higher, it will make the sun radiation being reflected back to the earth higher instead to the space. So, when the more carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, it will raising our average temperature. Hence, this is how the deforestation leads to global warming. And lastly, not to forget the effect of deforestation. So, tree degradation will make wildlife extinction rate higher. So, it is because of due to the massive felling down of trees, a lot of animal species will lose their habitat. So when their homes were destroyed, thus they had to migrate to new areas where it might cause them die as they can't adapt with their new habitat quickly. That is how the wild extinction rate higher when deforestation happened. And I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Alia Eliana and I will explain about the alternatives that are available to prevent the global warming. And the first alternative to overcome the problems of global warming is by 3 R's, which is reduce by buying the items in a larger size so that the price is lower and also less packaging is used. And by reuse is reusing the plastics as grocery bags when going shopping, or we can use plastic bags to throw the trash into the dustbin. And recycle is by buying the items that are made from the recycled materials. Next, by reducing the usage of paper, it is also one of the alternatives to overcome the problems of global warming. And the first one is by paying bills online, and it is actually an eco-friendly way to pay the bills, and it is also the fastest way to pay the bills. And the second one is to purchase a portable electronic gadget to read books, and by doing this we can also save up from thousands and also millions of papers. And the third one is to only print the papers when required, and at the same time we have to make sure that we use both sides of the pages when printing so that less paper is used to print out the materials that we want. And that is all from me. Thank you.
Conclusion. The conclusion is the causes of global warming are open burning, deforestation, while effects of global warming towards living things are increasing of nitrogen dioxide at the atmosphere and wildlife extinction rate higher. A few ways to reduce global warming are reduce paper usage and apply 3 R's, which are reduce, reuse, and recycle. Nonetheless, regional climate changes, particularly temperature rises, are affecting natural systems around the world, and that these temperature increases are very likely the result of man-made greenhouse gas emissions. To summarize, to tackle the challenge of climate change, we will need a combination of adaptation and mitigation efforts, but this will be hampered by a lack of information on the cost and benefit of adaptation. Last but not least is recommendation. A recommendation to prevent global warming is by conducting environmental awareness campaigns. Environmental awareness campaigns relate to the process of organizing and informing the general public on the necessity of understanding and protecting our environment. Environmentalism is a philosophy that emphasizes humans' obligation to respect, protect, and defend the natural environment from damage inflicted by previous and current generations of humans. The ideas of the campaigns are unplug the appliance when not in use, advance healthful food, ban plastic, prefer more walking rather than riding a vehicle, promote animals protection and care, afforestation and reforestation, proper waste disposal campaigns, stop wasting water, and participate and collaborate with other NGOs to get more knowledge.